And we're going to start the Finance Committee meeting for the City of Hudson. We're going to call it to order. And we're going to, number one, approve the meeting minutes from June 16th Finance Committee.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any further corrections or revisions? If not, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Number two, new business. Number two, one, approve the claims in the amount of $2,267,911.35. Sam?
Councilmember Morissette, reason for such a large disbursement this month is because we skipped the July 4th meeting or the meeting near July 4th. So you really have a month of expenditures here. You also have within that month payment for some insurance premiums, including workers' compensation, our police liability, and our public officials liability insurance. You also have 3 payrolls within that rather than the normal 1 or 2 payrolls sitting within a expenditure report.
Great.
Okay.
Any,
I have a question for Sam. How long, is that like a quarterly insurance payment, or do they vary? Like you said, there's several policies on here.
I believe those are annual.
Those are
premiums.
annual
Yep.
fees, okay, thank you. Well, I just wanted to comment that I have suggested to our city administrator and to Sam also that at some point we have sort of a discussion in general about what our employee benefit package is. Because, you know, a person might get hired for X dollars, but what other value is brought to them, partly so that we can be thinking about that as we add staff in the future, but also perhaps there's a need to improve some benefits that we offer. You know, we've talked about that recently with vacation time and so on for first year. But at any rate, I did notice a number of those, you know, there were, like you said, workers' comp, tax payments, et cetera, this time. So I just thought I'd mention that I look forward to hearing from you in more detail what the cost is to the city of one of those packages that are offered.
Certainly, Councilmember.
Thank you.
And we've talked about doing that also on an annual basis. In January, you get, you know, your benefit package all listed out of what you're receiving as individuals. So each employee should be able to get that to see what investment the city's made in addition to their salary, so they know what they're receiving.
Sure, I think that's helpful.
Yep.
Because, right, what you get on, you know, never seems
lot of
enough.
places do
What
that.
goes in the bank
Yeah,
at the
yep.
given payday, I realize that we're all up against that pinch. But anyway, well, thank you. Thanks for letting me speak about that.
That's
So I move to approve.
I'll second. Any other questions? Joyce, Joy, you're good? You're both good? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, Sam. 2.2, discussion possible action to approve 2027 Locust Street topographic survey to Bolton and Mink. Hi, Aaron.
Hey, so Erin McPhee Anderson, city engineer. The city is planning to reconstruct Locust Street in the downtown area in 2027. And I know it's only 2025, but we have to start prepping to start doing more of the engineering work. And so the city reached out to Bolton and Mink, who has done this type of work for us before, to do the topographic survey, which is basically gathering the data for the existing conditions. And then we use that as engineers to do the final design. So the letter of engagement is for $16,000. And we had already planned to do $100,000 this year to go towards Locust Street, so it fits within that amount. And so we are recommending to approve the letter of engagement with Bolton and Mink.
Any questions for Aaron? I do have, would the difference of the 100 stay for surveys and engineering, or would it go back to the project?
I would still kind of, it could maybe just roll over into next year's, or we'll kind of see if anything else pops up for Locust this year, so I wouldn't automatically want to use it for anything else at this time.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything in an overrun would be part of the whole capital improvement, and then we'd potentially reallocate if we need to, or it would stay with the project itself.
Great.
Yeah, if I may, anything that's used for, that we bonded for in that 2025A bonding,
Yep.
it could go towards any of the things we said in that resolution.
Okay, good to know.
Is this eligible to be taken out of the tax increment funds?
No, none of this would be.
No, that hasn't been
This
discussed.
is out of capital improvement, not the tax increment financing, no.
Okay.
It's something, I guess, you could look at, but I think this was dedicated to this as part of the capital improvement last year.
Okay, because if it's eligible for tax increment, that would be,
Yeah, there's potential for, I'm not so sure the design, but definitely the construction could.
Yeah, I got a feeling though, and you've been around long, well, we all have here, we're gonna uncover all sorts of surprises, I got a feeling. on Locust, so. It's better to have a little money stashed away if we need to use it, so.
yeah. Move to approve.
Second, but I also have a question.
Yes.
Aaron, could you comment on, there's some specific addresses, I believe they're private property, that are listed. Is that
Yep.
because they're on a little hillside or topographical concern?
They are, so there's a few different ways you could do the right of way. So that's probably the only properties that will actually find a property pin. The other ones, like in between all the buildings, like downtown, is probably, we're kind of just assuming right of way is like building face to building face type of thing. But on those corner lots where it's more just like a normal sidewalk with green space, that's where we want to confirm the property
Okay.
location.
Interesting.
So
They're also
yeah.
very old.
Yeah.
You know, they were municipal buildings
Yeah.
originally.
Yep.
Post office and library,
Yeah.
Carnegie Library. So anyway, thank you, I just was
Yeah.
curious.
So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, Aaron. Item 2.3, discussion and possible action to approve 2025 pavement marking proposal from Forward Traffic.
So this is mine as well. So every year, I think Public Works kind of looks at the city and sees where we might need some new pavement markings put down, just to replace, ones that have worn away on some of our main collector roads. So we put together a list, and I put together some plans to restripe various roads in the city. And we reached out to two main striping contractors, so Forward Traffic and Century Traffic. Forward Traffic doesn't do latex paint, so we just got an epoxy quote from them. Century Traffic did an epoxy quote and latex paint quote. But since epoxy has a longer lifespan and it was very similar to the latex paint quote, we are recommending going forward with Forward Traffic. For the epoxy striping for $44,566.42. And we would look at doing two different Public Works operating budget line items. So one of them would be coming out of other contractual services, and then the rest of it we would reallocate ice control chemicals because we haven't had to use as much in the last year with the milder winters.
Move to approve the Forward Traffic quote or bid.
Second?
Any further discussion? And I do have a question as well. Go ahead if you want.
No, good.
Aaron, I know that it's limited on funds, but I know that Gateway is really deteriorated too, Mike, and I know we had that issue last year, and it's a safety issue, so I think it needs to be addressed. I don't know if you're planning to do it in-house, or you can tag it onto this.
To this one? Okay, yeah, so we could, they're already gonna be over there, so we could look at adding that and just
Do an
add a few
add-on?
more linear feet to the,
Yeah.
to the quote.
And that would be the better paint they're using, correct?
Yep,
Okay.
yeah.
line would be a lot straighter.
Yeah, so, and this is a quote, and then once they actually do the project, they basically submit like what they actually put down, so.
Okay, that would be great
Yeah.
if that would
Yeah.
include it in your motion.
I will amend my motion.
And second?
Okay. Any further discussion? Joy, did you have a question?
No, I'm.
We should have a not to exceed if we're gonna be doing an add-on, though.
Yeah, we could definitely
What is
do
it at?
that.
Not to exceed another 5 or something like that?
Like just with the gateway or just in general?
For the
For-
gateway, yeah.
Yeah, we could, however you want to present it, I guess.
Because it's hard to approve something with not realizing they need
The total.
Right.
amount.
If I could ask, I don't want to put him on the spot, but I see the Public Works Director is here, Mike Ross. And could you tell us how much, or maybe Sam can pull it up faster, is left in that reallocate ice control chemicals? I know we've had that discussion in our Public Works Committee that because we've had lesser snowfall for a couple of years, there's been,
Yeah,
haven't spent all the money we had allocated.
correct. Yep. So in that account, our line item is for 100,000. And that buys anything from brine to beet heat to salt primarily. Because of the milder winters and the buyback program through the state, we haven't had to expend it this last winter. So we have about 76,000 remaining in that line item. And that's kind of where I recommended pulling, reallocating some of those funds to offset the cost of this project.
So that's from what you would have spent in 2025, or
Yeah.
24, is it left from 2024, or
Nope, that's 2025 budget.
25? So unless we
Yep.
got really slammed,
Correct, early in the
Late
season,
fall.
and even by spending the amount that we have listed here, it would leave us with approximately, was it 20, what are we asking for again? 25,000. So it would leave us with $50,000 in the budget, so that's enough for, I did kind of extrapolate, like 600 tons of salt, which is plenty to,
to get us started
yeah,
for
if
next
we have
winter.
if we have a holiday or a Halloween winter again, it would get us by, yes.
Sure. Thank you.
Yep.
Appreciate it. So there is money in that fund, but I see what you're saying about making,
Just kind of do a cap on what it might be. Do you have kind of an idea to add in that piece?
Not off the top of my head, but I'm thinking 5,000 would be enough, because we're just saying, yeah, all the way to Menards,
Okay.
from Crestview to Menards, essentially. Yeah,
Yep.
Okay, yeah, that's
yeah,
probably
that
not a
should be
whole lot.
enough.
That's what I would put that as your limit, and then we can,
Yeah.
if it goes over, we can
Okay,
bring it back for additional approval after the fact if we need to.
I'll amend the motion then to have a cap of 5,000.
and I second it.
Just so I'm clear for the minutes, so the total is not to exceed 49,566.
Yep,
That sounds good.
42, yep.
Yep, and 42
with,
cents,
with
sorry.
that add-on, yeah. Okay, good.
You can round
No,
up.
you're supposed to be saying those things.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, Aaron. Number 3, future items for finance. Seeing none?
Eventually, we'll have budget coming up here, but that's all in the plans.
Okay.
Have you given us a schedule? I apologize if I don't recall.
We'd given a draft schedule, I think, a month or two ago.
We'll send out,
Yeah.
we can send out to the group.
Brent and I made some amendments recently, and
We had to make some amendments.
we'll send out a
to the
fresh
Sure,
copy.
thank you.
Yep.
All right. Number 4, is there adjournment?
Move to adjourn.
And second?
All in favor of adjournment? Aye. All opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you very